Calaroga Shark Media. Hello and welcome to Ghost. This episode is titled Bearsquatch.
Deep within the verdant wilderness that skirts the edges of the sleepy town of Elderwood, a legend as old as the pines whispers through the leaves. It tells of a creature, a fusion of man, spirit and beast, known to the townsfolk as Bearsquatch. Elderwood, once a thriving settlement during the Gold Rush era, had long been the heart of tales so grim and ghastly that they were seldom spoken aloud. The town's history was as rich as the veins of ore that once ran beneath it, and the story of Bearsquatch was the darkest of these veins. The creature's origin lay with a man named Jeremiah Blackthorn, a solitary figure with an imposing stature and a heart as kind as the dawn. A trapper by trade and a woodsman by birth, Jeremiah was as much a part of the forest as the ancient oaks. His understanding of the natural world was unparalleled, and his affinity for the bears that roamed the woods was well known. He could walk among them as one of their own. Jeremiah's bond with the creatures he called brethren was born of a tragedy that had unfolded many years prior. His family, settlers seeking prosperity in the untamed wild, had perished in a brutal winter that showed no mercy to the ill-prepared. Jeremiah, the sole survivor, was taken in by an old hermit who taught him the ways of the woods. Years passed, and Jeremiah became a legend in his own right, a guardian of the forest. But his tale took a twisted turn when gold was discovered near Elderwood. Greed seeped into the town like a poison, and with it came men who saw the wilderness not as a living entity, but as a resource to be pillaged. One fateful day, a group of miners, blinded by avarice, encroached upon a sacred grove where Jeremiah had found solace among his ursine companions. In their recklessness, they slew a bear that Jeremiah had known since it was a cub. Enraged and stricken with grief, Jeremiah let out a mournful cry that echoed through the valley, a sound that melded the fury of man with the roar of a bear. That night, under a blood-red moon, something within Jeremiah snapped. He ventured into the heart of the forest, to a place where the veil between the natural world and the realm of spirits was said to be thin. There, Jeremiah performed a ritual of old, one that would bind his spirit with the bear he had lost, seeking vengeance upon those who had desecrated his home. The ritual was a success, but at a terrible cost. Jeremiah's form twisted and contorted, his humanity merging with the raw essence of the bear. He became a spectre of retribution, a creature of fur and phantom, known thereafter as Bearsquatch. For days that turned into weeks, the miners found their camps ravaged, their equipment destroyed, and their comrades missing. The legend of Bearsquatch grew with each disappearance, a tale to frighten children and a warning to those who would harm the forest. But Bearsquatch's reign of terror came to an abrupt end when a cunning trapper, seeking the bounty on the creature's head, laid a trap laced with silver and etched with ancient runes. Bearsquatch, driven by the same grief that had fueled his transformation, fell for the ploy and was ensnared. The trapper's trap did more than capture Bearsquatch. It cursed him. The runes bound Jeremiah's tormented spirit to the earth, his form forever caught between the worlds of the living and the dead. Bearsquatch was no more, and Jeremiah's ghost was left to wander the forest, his howls a chilling reminder of the price of revenge. In present-day Elderwood, the legend of Bearsquatch was more than just a tale to scare children. Campers spoke of an eerie presence in the woods, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Hunters would find their prey already torn asunder, as if by the claws of a massive beast. And sometimes, at dusk, a silhouette that was neither man nor bear could be seen moving through the trees. The ghost of Jeremiah, trapped within the curse of Bearsquatch, sought release from his eternal pain. His mournful cries would sometimes merge with the wind, a sound so sorrowful that even the bravest souls would shiver. The solution to Jeremiah's curse lay hidden in the very grove where his transformation had occurred. A descendant of the hermit who had once taught Jeremiah the ways of the forest, a young woman named Eliza held the key. She had studied the old ways and understood the language of the land. Eliza ventured into the woods, to the sacred grove, and performed a ritual of unbinding under the light of the full moon. She called out to Jeremiah's spirit, offering him forgiveness and a passage to peace. As she spoke the ancient words, the wind carried her voice across the forest, and the ghost of Jeremiah, drawn to the sound of hope, emerged from the shadows. Eliza's ritual untangled the webs of Jeremiah's curse. The ghostly form of Bearsquatch dissipated, leaving behind the peaceful spirit of Jeremiah. With a final, grateful glance towards Eliza, Jeremiah's spirit ascended, his silhouette blending with the moonlight until it was no more. Elderwood was never the same after that night. The hauntings ceased, and the forest reclaimed its calm. Jeremiah's sacrifice became a lesson to the townsfolk, a reminder to respect the wilderness and the spirits that dwell within it. Bearsquatch was no longer a name that evoked fear. Instead, it became a symbol of the balance between man and nature, and the tale of Jeremiah Blackthorn lived on, a ghost story that taught the importance of harmony and the redemptive power of forgiveness.
Ghost is a Calaroga Shark media production, written and hosted by Alexander Ian McIntyre, produced by Mark Francis, executive producers Mark Francis and John McDermott. Calaroga Shark Media.